my beloved ones, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Lee. So if you're new to this channel and you like traveling, beauty and fashion tips, lifestyle, mental health, creativity, body, mind and soul healing, empowerment, prophetic mysteries, God and spirituality, then please do subscribe to this channel and click the notification button. I'm gonna be talking about something that the Spirit has been prompting me to discuss about for quite a while. So what I'm going to be talking about is something very, very important. I've had a lot of people, friends who would ask me how to deal with that, how to be positive, or how to get along with your day or ground yourself despite this pandemic and all the fearful things that's happening around the world. So what I'm going to be talking is not just for pandemic blues. So obviously this could be applied anytime or at any situation and getting really deep down to the root. Alright, and by the way, I am not a professional or a counselor or therapist. So what I'm going to be sharing is mostly just based on my personal experience, my victories, my own research, other people's testimonies as well. So just a glimpse of my personal journey in my mental health. So back then, probably since I was in high school and until I got to my 20s, I've been suffering from a lot of mental issues. I think the rampant was depression from mild to severe. I got bullied when I was in high school, and it brought me into a lot of self-esteem issues, and also back in when I was in my college, I would be into self-destruction for a lot of things, for a lot of reasons. I've suffered from anxiety, and I eventually had a nervous breakdown in 2011 when my dad died, and I had generalized anxiety disorder. So it's more on the higher level of anxiety and insomnia, PTSD, and even psychosomatic disorders. So it was really tough in my early adolescence until my 20s, and the list goes on. And also it's genetics, with my dad, with my family background, suffering from certain mental health issues. So that added up to that. So if this resonates with you, this is what I'm talking about, then please enjoy watching. And even some of these principles that I will be sharing can be applied to other mental health issues. So just discern and receive what resonates with you. Let's get on. So I will be discussing different aspects. So I will be naming 3 aspects on it. That's the physical, one, and the second is the mental, consisting of emotions or emotional, and the last is the spiritual. Okay. Whew. So yes, the physical side. The physical side, or how the body system works. So one of it is vitamin B deficiency, and which happens a lot, maybe as a symptom or as a result of depression and anxiety. And another could be an overstressed body that broke down or that breaks down because it couldn't handle the piled up emotions. And an important thing as well is trauma. Yes, it's, I think, the number one or the main cause of anxiety and depression. And trauma affects the brain in a way that it sends out a lot of stress and other hormones that changes the wavelength of the brain and the body. So it lowers the frequency of the avatar, this body, that eventually causes feelings of disease and later on manifests into a disease. Whew. So also environmental factors. Yes, sudden changes, loss, death of a loved one, heartbreaks, and the list goes on. And also genetics play a big role. Yes, we already know this, that genetics could affect our body system, and the degree of it has an effect on how our body functions and responds mentally. So I will be discussing more of that later on. So now, how do we deal and treat our bodies. Okay, so number one, give yourself a lot of space. Yes, space to breathe in and breathe out. So in most cases, when panic attacks occur, for some people, breathing in and breathing out is very important. Inhaling for 5 times, exhaling for 5 times, and accepting what's happening, right? And also it goes with a lot of benefits. Breathing exercises has a lot of benefits. Actually, depression, anxiety has different degrees and levels from mild to severe, and you will be wanting to have a lot of space to hold yourself up and give yourself the balance you need and deserve. So maybe you have to tone down your schedule or say no to some things or minimize the people you interact with and have lots of quiet or peaceful breaks or to come back to your equilibrium. So another point is surround yourself with the right voices. It's very, very important to be surrounded with the right people while going through all these things that are very heartbreaking for you. So this is where you'd seek out help from people close to you or even professional help. Sharing your burdens gradually heals us. So before you seek out a professional help or just help from certain people you trust, make sure that they are credible and will help you in your healing journey, because we want all these healing and comforting energy in our lives rather than those who will bring us more damage. And another is you can take prescribed medications for the meantime. You can ask your mental health doctor or practitioner for prescribed medications to normalize your sleep or your mood or your nerves for a time so that you can function normally day by day, especially if you're on the run, you're working and you have to bring food to the table and all those things. So you need some medication for a while, but that doesn't mean that you have to take that forever, because I've heard a lot of testimonies that their mental health doctors would tell them that this maintenance is going to be forever, and I think that's it. So yeah, just to say it out loud. So you can also try alternative medications if that's what you're into. And for me, I wasn't really into all the pills, all those stuff in my body. So I was just lucky that my mom was in Europe and she sent me all this alternative herbal stuff. Mostly in Europe, they're into alternative medicine before they get into the pills. So if they can treat it with herbal medication or alternative medicine, I think that's what they would be recommending to their clients. I had to take the products that I used before. I haven't been taking this for years, so these are expired ones. Okay, but with me, because my mom really cares about me, so she gives me some of these medications from time to time. So this was what I had, Pasedan. It's a German herbal stuff. So I don't know what it's actually made of, but that's what I was taking when I was having, these anxieties, especially the severe ones. I would be taking this and it would really put me to sleep. And I'm so thankful that she sent me these things. And I also, and I think after those severe anxieties, when I'm still going through the after effects of it, so there would be some anxieties. So I think this tea, I don't know what it's made of. Dr. Kotta's Nervenschlaf tea. So this is in German. So yeah, I would be taking this from time to time if I would be having anxiety attacks back then. And of course, yeah, peppermint tea. I think we all know this. It's very helpful. It's nice to calm your nerves and all those things while you are in the journey of healing. For me, it was a personal choice to choose herbal medication. I would advise you guys, if you're not into those pills and your doctor recommended that, have your own research, probably from credible resources or alternative medicine doctors. You can go, there's some alternative medicine doctors around your area. I'm in a city or a country where it's not really being practiced. There are some, but it's not in my city. So again, be discerning and listen to your body, because your body is talking to you, so you know what you want, what your body needs, and have the time to listen to that. So yeah, honor your body for what it wants and the choice that it wants to make. Okay, so another point is grounding. Grounding is also called earthing. So it's a therapeutic technique that involves doing activities that ground or electrically reconnect you to the earth. So the practice relies on earthing science and grounding physics to explain bioelectrical charges from the earth that can have positive effects on your body. So you can do it by walking barefoot or sitting, being out in the nature, exercising outdoors, anything that connects you with the earth. So now I will be going to number 2, which is the mental or the emotional aspect of it. The mind and the heart is very powerful. We know that. And our body is our avatar. This is our avatar. So the soul consists of our thinking, our will, our choice, our emotions, our character, etc. So our soul is who we are with or without the flesh, this avatar. So when you go to the professional therapist or practitioner, they'll check your background and everything to identify the roots and how you came to be. So the point is, our souls can be fragmented when it's wounded and traumatized. And we need to heal those blockages, those wounds, those traumas, and whatever is in the way. And like in my experience, I started this healing journey around 2015 with the help of other people, from my mentors, pastors, spiritual family, counselors, and even online teachers. And I've used different tools, and one I'd recommend is Katie Souza. I'll post her reference link below. She's an amazing and anointed teacher and healer. So I was also introduced to other techniques, like going back to those memories and asking God to heal me, and even asking Him to show me a different memory that would heal that certain painful memory. So I will discuss a whole topic about that in my next videos. All right. And most importantly, be connected to God, to the source that could totally guide and heal you, as it is different for everyone. And it is very personal for each and every one of us. And some memories and more unlocking needs divine intervention. For me, my connection is with Yeshua, with Jesus. So if you want a relationship with Him, an eye-opening, intimate relationship with Him, an amazing journey full of, possibilities and not religious at all, then I have an activation below where you can receive Him in your heart. Click the link below if you're into that. And the last is one step at a time. Allow God to expose the triggers in His time and in His pace, as you want to still keep being grounded and not being all over the place. Back then, when I was in my healing journey, of course, I really wanted to be healed so badly that I would be, oh, heal me, heal me, heal me, heal me. God, or whatever, heal me. And it brought me a lot of stress, burnout, feeling I couldn't function normally every day because of those desire to have the results that I want. So there's nothing wrong with taking things easy. And journaling is helpful. I think it's very helpful to take track of your progress and also for release. So just to add on, this journey just requires you to be intentional and willing to face your past, your lower dark frequencies, your demons, and whatever it is that's not to be a part of you anymore, to be this version of you you're truly meant to be, and facing it no matter how painful, emotional, messy it can be. It's worth it. I am confident in this statement because I'm so healed and free right now. And who I am now is far from the mental state I had a few years ago. Not just wishy-washy healing, and that it's really like healed to the core, to the deepest levels. So this may not be for everyone, and it will bring out so much egoistic stuff or triggers, and it's okay. It's totally fine. So this is for those who courageously wants healing, yet humbly admits that they need it to live in the inheritance of healing and live in heaven on earth. So yeah. And the last and number 3 is the spiritual aspect. So for me, it is a very, very important aspect. So since we are energetic and spiritual beings, and our souls or our spirits get to live forever with or without the avatar, so that just makes a lot of sense. Even in scientific studies, and they are stating that aside from this physical body, we have our spiritual and energetic bodies, that what we do and receive with it affects our mental state. Even mind and soul healing is a spiritual thing, as you are receiving spiritual and energetic layers and fragments. And I think that spirituality correlating to psychology has somehow been separated and kind of stigmatized. But honestly, it's this separation that we've been trained around, and it's why we have lost our way, our intuitive connection. We don't know who we are. And so I'm quoting the holistic psychologist. The truth is, we came here to co-create, to find a purpose, to exist in a natural, collaborative space of abundance. Let's share it so that others may realize that it is their true nature. Can entities, negative or demonic spiritual practices affect one's mental health? Definitely, yes. So in just my own personal experience, I've dealt a lot with the spiritual aspects and even entities. But please discern, ask God by faith to show you these things and guide you about these things, and not just take everything. So if you feel that this is your kind of battle, then you can ask to reach out to healthy God-related mentors out there, or spiritual mentors out there. Filter them out. That's why it's so important to have your own relationship with God, and you're connected to your intuition and in the spirit. So my activation below, again, it's on receiving God in your life. And I'm going to be making videos on how to hear God and dive deep into this spirit to spirit thing with Him. And so, yeah, I hope that it resonates with you. Comment down below whatever your experiences are, if you have anything to share about your own journey, and so that others can also benefit from it. And yeah, I hope that you all have a lovely day, and bye bye. See you again.